Montgomery County is consistently ranked nationally as one of the best places to live in the United States. And one of the main reasons for that ranking is the crown jewel of the county, its public school system.
Any student who wants to stay for homework club, please meet in room 163.
The County Council has consistently funded the capital budget for schools for years, but unprecedented growth has made that an increasingly difficult task. Over the past 12 years, MCPS grew by more than 14,000 students, more than the growth of Anne Arundel, Howard, Frederick, and Baltimore counties combined over that same period.
So we're now facing continued growth. The next 6 years, I'm forecasting 11,000 more students, so we're not really slowing down much. We do think we're going to begin to peak at elementary and then kind of plateau in the next 6 years. But all that elementary growth, 11,000 to 12,000 students that we just saw, is now moving up to the middles and high school level. So the biggest increase I'm projecting in the next 6 years is really middle school enrollment to increase 5,000 and high school enrollment to increase 4,000.
This increase in enrollment is the highest in the state. Nearly half of the county schools are projected to have seat deficits by the 2018 school year. Currently, Montgomery County has a total of 382 relocatable classrooms. 90% of them are located at elementary schools like Highland View in Silver Spring. And Dardarian is the school's principal.
Our enrollment forecast shows us growing, and as we grow, that's where the challenge comes in. So I'm always sort of looking ahead.
There are 6 portables at Highland View that were put in shortly after the school was renovated in 1994. Dardarian says providing a high-quality education at Highland View is her main goal, but at the same time, she says she wants her students to feel good about where they are learning and her teachers to feel good about where they are teaching.
You know, when it's cold, conditions are less than favorable, it's not fun to have to walk outside and then have to transition into the building. There are safety and security issues with it as well. You know, we have to put those special things in place too to make sure we're keeping everyone safe.
But rising enrollment is not the only challenge facing the schools. Access to spaces like gyms, hallways, and cafeterias is limited, which requires administrators to impose schedules that can be problematic. Frances Clark is in 5th grade at Highland View Elementary.
We go to lunch at 1 o'clock, but first we go to recess at 12:30, and by recess I'm pretty hungry, so once I'm ready to go to lunch, then I'm really hungry.
Some schools in the county are in desperate need of modernization. Poolesville High School is consistently ranked top academically in national polls. However, students are in classrooms that are inside of other classrooms, using desks meant for middle school students, and eating lunch and studying in the hallways. The auditorium seats only 1/4 of the students enrolled at Poolesville, and the cafeteria is also used for storage. Bruce Crispell says there hasn't been enough money to keep up with improvements like those needed at Poolesville, and core central facilities have been strained in the process. He likens it to triage.
It's not usually a question of knowing the need, but sometimes projects have to be pushed out a little further to spread the dollars over a longer period of time. So that is often what happens, and in some cases it affects those revitalization expansions before it affects the pure capacity projects. The county just has not been able to keep up with the amount of growth. The revenue sources just haven't been adequate.
And the untold story is that in addition to funding the MCPS budget directly, the county provides additional funds for school-related expenses like school health nurses, crossing guards, technology modernization, and debt service for school construction bonds. This year, these additional county funds total nearly $300 million. Officials attribute this population boom in the schools to the recent recession. There are more kids coming from private schools, fewer families migrating out of the county because of the housing and job market, and folks moving back in with their families to save money. And as the county continues to grow more diverse, the number of disadvantaged students in need of services has put a strain on county resources. Nearly 1/3 of the children in the county school system are eligible for free and reduced meals during the school year. It's a number that's grown by 69% since the year 2000. The county also recently expanded its summer food program, which feeds 9,000 students per day at 111 sites throughout the county. But in the end, to administrators like Dardarian, the challenge is to continue to provide the best education for students. And when resources are being squeezed, that can be difficult. The County Council is currently considering County Executive Ike Leggett's recent capital improvements program, which includes more than $1 billion for school construction, a 13% increase from last year. The school system has requested $1.7 billion for construction. The county has made it clear increased construction funding is a top priority.
Our CIP does not catch us up and get rid of all relocatables in 6 years by any means. It's really going to depend on how much available funding we get, whether we can, get well ahead of this curve of growth.
County and school officials say these proposals paint a sober picture of how much construction the school system needs. And keeping Montgomery the #1 education county in the state is a top priority. And Dardarian says she believes the state understands our numbers don't lie.
I think they recognize that this is a good school system. But I think that a lot of times there's difficult decisions to make, but you always hope that they'll come down on the side of education and kids.